Hey there friends, Nibs again. Out here in the garage today doing a little bit of goofing around and a little bit of tinkering around, and I wanted to bring a little how-to to you guys. I recently picked up this recoil reducing scope mount off of Amazon. They're very inexpensive. I think this one was $16. But one of the things that everybody talks about with these is they have a lot of wiggle. And I've seen a couple of forum posts on how to hopefully make these better, and I think I've already done it. And I recorded the video and my overhead camera was not turned on, so I'm going to kind of go through this again with you guys. I'm not going to take it back apart, but I'm going to show you what I did to make this what I think is going to be a much better mount. But let me bring you up to the it's running up above camera here, and I'll show you what I did, and I think it's really going to make a huge difference on. So the thing with springers is you got a lot of reverse recoil, and it damages scopes, so you have to buy special scopes, and even those ones are I've not had any luck keeping on a Magnum springer or a heavy recoiling springer. So I wanted to try getting I really wanted to try to get a recoil reducing thing, and I can just use regular scopes on a springer again. So let's bring you back up here, and I'll show you what I did. So the premise here was, so you want this thing to be able to recoil like this and take the shock out of the recoil. But before I did the modification, if you held the base here and rocked the ring back and forth, there was a pretty good amount of movement back and forth in both of these. And what I found to do is it actually comes with all the Allen keys you need, but the smallest one will loosen up these two set screws down in here, and you take those two screws out and this end piece will come off, and the spring along with it, and then you can take the two rods out this end. And what I did was I just took a soda can and I cut a few strips about 1/4 of an inch wide, and I curled them over the top of the rod, and then just carefully held them in the back here and get them started, and they'll slide right up inside of there, and they'll shim up that extra space that's inside of this base mount between it and the rods. It was a little bit tight, but I actually just put a little bit of this silicone oil down inside of there, and it is actually moving really nicely now, and I think that is going to be a really so let's see the gun. I gotta figure out which direction you really want this to mount, because they've got a stop pin in here which is useful on the guns, but usually that's in the back. But I kind of figured you'd want the spring in the front, so when the gun recoiled forward, it would not put the shock against the gun. So, but anyway, that's what I did, so just any soda can, just a couple little 1/4 inch strips that are as long as the body, the lower body of this mount, and it took all of that slop out. There's absolutely no wiggle there at all, and it still moves nice and freely, so it's going to take all of that shock out. But there you go. Let's come back up to the regular camera, and there you go. That is a really cheap fix for a really cheap mount. I'll get this mounted up. I'm going to mount it up for starters on my Norica Dream Hunter, along with a really budget scope. I've got some really cheap scopes here sent over to me by CV Life, and who else? UUQ, Discovery Opt, I don't know who else, Belishi. So I've got a myriad of choices out here that I can do and throw on here. None of them are ones that were rated for springers, so we'll know if this thing is doing its job and it doesn't destroy the scope. But I really think it's going to, because it really, you know, it's so nice and snug now, but it moves so freely. I've seen some other ones that are only like available in Europe that are kind of rubber mounted. I can't find those for sale anywhere in the United States, so I don't know. I don't know where you would get those from, or how you'd get them in the United States. I've tried to find. This is the only thing I can find that's available in the U.S. that actually has any kind of dampening to it for a shock mount. So, but anyway, real quick one for you guys for tonight. But I thought you guys would really appreciate seeing this new addition. And if this works out, I've got 350 Magnum. I've got a Diana 34 that really would like to put a nice scope on, but I'm really leery about putting anything decent on. Several other, got several Crossmans, a Benjamin Super Streak, or Silver, whatever it is, Super Streak I think it is. That thing's a monster. I'd really like to put a nice scope on that, but there you go. That is pretty cool. Just look up recoil reducing mount on Amazon, and you'll see this thing and a dozen other companies. I don't remember what the company name of this one is, but it's really not important because I think they're all exactly the same, made by the same company in China, I'm sure, and they range anywhere from 16 bucks up to like 20 bucks or 22 bucks or something like that. But stand by for more information on this once I get it mounted up, and we'll get this out to the range and see how it does. Hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.